Good morning, students. This is your science class, and today we are going to study chapter 12 Electricity and Circuits. So, let's begin. We use electricity for many purposes to make our tasks easier. For example, we use electricity to operate pumps that lift water from wells or from ground level to the rooftop tank. What are other purposes for which you use electricity? So, we all know that electricity makes our life easier. We can do many works which require a lot of energy and hard work enough and a lot of time very easily. We can do it faster with less energy spent upon it. So same ways you can also list some of them in your notebook. So list some of the ways by which we use electricity in our daily lives. Now, does your list include the use of electricity for lighting? Electricity makes it possible to light our homes, roads, offices, markets, and factories even after sunset. So when it is dark outside, then also we can see because of electricity, and we can light our homes, offices, roads, and many other places. A power station provides us with electricity. So electricity is generated using a power station. However, the supply of electricity may fail or it may not be available at some places. In such situations, a torch is sometimes used for providing light. A torch has a bulb that lights up when it is switched on. Where does the torch get electricity from? So, you must have seen a torch being used at your home. These torches are very useful in case in any situation when there is no electricity and it is dark outside and inside the house as well. So these torches, they get the electricity from where? From the cell, from the electric cell. So now we are going to study about the cell. Electricity to the bulb in a torch is provided by the electric cell. Electric cells are also used in alarm clocks, wristwatches, transistor radios, cameras, and many other devices. So, all these are also having the cells. Have you ever carefully looked at an electric cell? You might have noticed that it has small metal cap on one side and a metal disc on the other side. So if you notice, here I have a cell for you. If you see it carefully, then you will see that there is a metal cap on one side, this one. This is the metal cap, and on the other side there is a disc which is flat. Okay, so you can make out the two different ends by this difference. So one side is the metal cap and the other side it is flat. Now why is it so? Did you notice a positive sign and a negative sign marked on the electric cell? So did you notice that? No. So now let's notice that as well. So here you can see this is the positive sign, the plus sign, and here is the negative sign marked on the cell. So this also we have noticed. On near the end which has the metal cap, it is positive end, and near the disc it is negative. So the metal cap is the positive terminal of the electric cell and the disc is the negative terminal. All electric cells have two terminals, a positive terminal and a negative terminal. Like this, all the cells have two terminals, positive and a negative terminal. An electric cell produces electricity from the chemicals stored inside it. So how does this cell produce electricity? It has certain chemicals inside it, and because of that it is able to produce electricity. So children, If you read what is written on top of it carefully, then you will see it's written carbon battery, one piece, use within 10 months of manufacturing date at bottom. So this is what is written here, high power battery 3U Nepo battery it is. Okay, and it is manufactured in Chennai in Mount Road, Chennai. Okay, so all these informations are given here. Okay, so it has some chemicals inside it because of which it is able to produce the electricity. When the chemical in the cell, in the electric cell are used up, the electric cell stops producing electricity. So then if this cell gets discharged, means the chemicals are used completely, then this will not produce any electricity further. So in whichever device you are using this battery, it will not work, like your cameras or clocks or your torch. So these devices will not work then, because the battery has died, it has discharged. The electric cell then has to be replaced with a new one. So you can replace it with a new one, and nowadays even rechargeable cells are being used. A torch bulb has an outer case of glass that is fixed on a metallic base, and a torch bulb has an outer case. So you must have seen the torch bulb has an outer case, and that outer case of glass that is fixed on a metallic base. So what is inside the glass case of the bulb, that we are going to see next. So have a look at this activity. Take a torch and look inside its bulb. You can also take out the bulb with the help of your teacher. What do you notice? Do you find a thin wire fixed in the middle of the glass bulb? Now switch the torch on and observe with which part of the bulb is glowing. So if you look at this diagram here, you can see this is the bulb which is used in the torch bulb this is. So in this bulb you can see this small this part, this is called as the filament. So in another diagram, if I may show you, see here, this is the filament. Okay children, and this only gets heated up, it glows and then produces light. So this filament is only referred to here. Now let's see further. The thin wire that gives off light is called the filament of the bulb. So in this diagram also you can see this thin wire which gives off light is called as the filament. Filament is made up of tungsten. Tungsten is an element. You can find it in the periodic table as well. If you look at a periodic table, you have many elements there. One of those is tungsten. Its symbol is W, and this only glows when electricity is passed through it. So the filament is fixed to two thicker wires which also provide support to it, as shown in figure 12.2b. So you can see here this filament is attached to these two thick wires which provide support to the filament, and also they are helpful to complete the circuit, and these two thick wires are connected further by this wire. Okay, so let's see further, which also provides support to it. One of these thick wires is connected to the metal case at the base of the bulb. The other thick wire is connected to the metal tip at the center of the base. So one is connected at the base and the other is connected to the tip. Okay. The base of the bulb and the metal tip of the base are the two terminals of the bulb. So the bulb also has two terminals, one is positive, one is negative. So these two are the two terminals. These two terminals are fixed in such a way that they do not touch each other. They should not touch each other and they do not touch each other. The electric bulbs used at home also have a similar design, and electric bulbs also have a similar design. Thus, both the electric cell and the electric bulb have two terminals each. Now, why do they have these two terminals? That we will see further. Let's see now this caution. Never join the two terminals of the electric cell without connecting them through a switch and a device like a bulb. So, without connecting them through a switch or to a device like a bulb, we should not connect the two terminals. Why? If you do so, the chemicals in the electric cell gets used up very fast and the cell stops working. If we do that, then the cell gets discharged. Okay, so we should not do that. And another interesting part is, you must have seen this sign of caution on electric poles. You might have seen the danger sign shown here displayed on poles, electric substations and many other places. It is to warn people that electricity can be dangerous if not handled properly. Carelessness in handling electricity and electric devices can cause severe injuries and sometimes even death because of electric shock. Hence, you should never attempt to experiment with the electric wires and sockets. Also, remember that the electricity generated by portable generators is equally dangerous. Use only electric cells for all activities related to electricity. So children, today we have studied about electric cell and bulb. So I hope you understood this. Now what you have to do for your homework is, you have to take a cell like this and observe it, and also take a bulb and draw its diagram, this one, in the notebook, and observe the filament of the bulb. I hope you understood this. We will meet again in the next class.